Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of The Harvest Season. My name is Al,
My name is Name.
and we're here today to talk about cottagecore games.
Woo,
Woo!
woohoo, woo, woo.
Woo. Welcome, Nami. It's been a while.
Hi, I think this is my first time on second mic. I think before I was
No.
like, you called me in.
Oh, you were a third.
I was a third. So this is my
Ah.
first time firmly in the co-pilot
Let's
seat.
have a look. Yes. Ah, yes, you were on for the culture discussion.
Yeah,
That was the super fun, like, this feels not great
yeah.
episode.
I feel like I was on a second time, but I guess this is only
The
my
only
second
other
time.
You were on the greenhouse as well. Looks
Okay,
like it was that was the same like
cool.
recording session that we did.
I guess that's what I'm thinking of. Anyway, hello. I'm
We did a
happy to be here.
Pokemon Day Presents predictions
hmm
for
That's
2023.
right. That's right.
Anyway, welcome. Yes, Nami is here because I thought it'd be good to get another person's thoughts on the Animal Crossing New Horizons update. Especially with how much Kevin hates the game. Uh, no pressure. You have to love the game though. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I enjoy it. We'll get into some stuff. There's good things and there's other comments, but mostly I was very excited about the news, so I'm pretty happy to contribute more to the discussion.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. Before that, we have a decent amount of news. There was a point this week where I was like, "There's almost no news. This episode is going to be really short because we don't have like a proper main topic." But thankfully, we have quite a few news, so we'll get into them.
Great.
But we also have feedback, which I'll come to next. But first of all, Nami, what have you been up to?
So whenever I come on a podcast and we ask this question, it's always like so many avenues I could talk about. I was like, oh, should I talk about like, weird things that happened to me this week? Or, I mean, mostly people want to hear about games, so I'll do that. I played Luigi's Mansion 2 on Switch for the month of October, and
Nice.
I beat it. I got credits a little after October. It was like November 3rd or so. Um, and I came to enjoy that game. I first didn't like the format of going into the mansion, finishing your objective, coming out of the mansion, clicking through dialogue, going back in. But I kind of settled into the rhythm of just doing a level daily, and that I found that pretty motivating at the end of it. So
Cool.
um, beyond that, I am slowly making my way through a Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. I try to
Nice.
Nuzlocke a Pokemon game every fall, like September or so. Um, Hit a bit of a wall just because there's such a big level jump between Erica and Koga and Sabrina, so I have to like
Mm.
commit to some grinding. But my team is really like shaping up. Like I've got a Growlithe, which is cool. It's got Intimidate. What else? I mean, I've got a Kadabra, right? You have to have something
Yeah.
that can
Yeah.
do that special damage.
I guess
Um,
the good thing as well about those games is that, especially the time that you're talking about, is there's such a large area of the map you can now go to that you're not
yes.
just like sitting in one small area of the map grinding.
Yeah. I think I can still go down the entire biking road.
Yeah.
So there's going to be at least like 4 or 5 levels from there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nice.
And um, when I beat Luigi's Mansion 2, I went back to my Zelda Echoes of Wisdom file. I started playing that when the Switch 2 launched and then put it down when Donkey Kong came out.
Mm.
So I'm almost done with it. I think I couldn't tell you how many temples there are. There's like 7 or 8. Um,
I honestly can't remember that
yeah,
detail.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm
I played it obsessively for 2 weeks and then never touched it
right.
again, as is
Yeah.
the case for all Zelda games.
It's fun. I think I'm
Mm.
on the last regular temple, and then I'll go to the final, like, here's the end of the game temple.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm enjoying the like thinking around how to go across combat.
Mm.
Um, Sometimes it's frustrating, and it's mostly when I'm out of that energy to, become Link for a minute.
Yeah. Well, see, this this
Um,
is this is my thing, right? So the thing that really frustrates me about this game is that they're like, here's this really new cool concept.
mhm,
Here where we're taking Zelda, we're finally gonna let you play as Zelda, and she's got this whole new way of playing compared to Link. Oh, but also we don't really trust what we're doing, and so we're
yeah,
just gonna let you play as Link anyway.
yeah, I totally get that point of criticism. I think the maybe the middle ground would be to give her some kind of agency beyond just the echoes. I say just the echoes. Um, like I don't know, maybe like give her a bow and arrow like halfway through the game,
Hmm.
or make her like her hair flip that she does do like I don't know
Hmm.
half of what a sword slash would do. Just something to where if you are backed into a corner and all of your other guys are over on the other side of the screen, that you can defend yourself. But anyway, that's getting into the weeds of it. I'm having fun with it. The last thing that I'll
That's the
mention
important thing.
Right. The last thing that I'll mention is I got back into Animal Crossing a little bit with New Horizons. Um, just after the announcement came out was my annual Nook Miles Day. This is a self-celebrated day that I go in and I try to just get as many Nook Miles as I can.
The
Try
timing
not
was
try.
incredible. I don't know
Yeah.
how they must know.
Well, here's the thing. I think I started this little tradition of mine because they announced a big like update, not a 2.0, but something. I'd have to go back and look
I
at what
think
what what was coming out 4 years ago.
it must have been 2.0 because
Yeah,
they
maybe it
released
was.
all the updates in the course of that 1 year. I
Hmm.
don't think they went into a second year, so I'm pretty sure it must have been 2.0.
Yeah, so we'll just say that they announced 2.0, and I hadn't played in some months, and I was like, well, I'll just like do one day where I just do a lot of stuff. And I define that by getting as many Nook miles as I could. So I try to avoid like the top bonus, like plus miles, where you just like hit a rock, dig a hole, plant, water your flowers. I try to like really focus on the achievements, So I think I finally got some more fish because every time I get back into this game, it's spring. So I have never seen my island in the winter. I barely see my island in the fall. So I got some fall fish and put those in the
Nice.
museum. Did a couple other things. I got the 50 achievement for like successful fishes in a row. Um, and
Oh, that was such a hard one.
I didn't remember that I was doing it until it awarded it to me. And then I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to lock in for the 100.
Yeah.
And I tried not to think about it because I was doing well not thinking about it. Uh, but I made it to 57. I did seven more and then I choked. It was so sad. So I guess in a year I'll forget about it again and then we'll see how far I climb. But yeah, okay. A lot to say in a little bit of time, but that's what I've been playing.
Just some real-time feedback just before someone messaged me and tell me I'm wrong. I am both right and wrong. So I am wrong in that they didn't all release the same year. They did cover 2020 and 2021, but I am right in that it was 2.0 because that was on the 4th of November 2021.
There
Um,
you go. So that's why it's that day. To anybody asking me, why is it on November 4th?
there you go. Now
Yeah,
you
we
know.
got that solved. Thank you for looking that up.
That's all right. I got to make sure that I'm right or wrong before. before. I forgot they released the Happy Home Paradise a day after the update came out. They didn't release them on the same day.
That's weird.
That is really weird. Why did they do
Yeah.
that?
Well, I is that also tied to when Nintendo Switch Online like made the expansion pack? Because I think like my
Was
expansion
that the
pack
first? Was that the first one that came free with the?
I think so because my expansion pack renews this time of year because that's when
So
it came out.
okay, so right. Just I'm gonna double check whether that's the case,
Go
but
ahead. Yeah.
but I will say that's not an excuse. They also control that, so it's not like they're waiting for someone else
Yeah.
to do this thing.
Yeah.
They own it all.
Right.
Ooh, goodness me. So no, it was not. That was released in October of 2021, a full week
Hmm.
before.
A week before. So everybody gets their Nintendo 64 games, and then 7 days later they get their free
Oh, I've
Animal
not
Crossing
counted if it's
DLC.
exactly 7 days.
Or,
Don't
whatever.
don't do this to me.
Guys, this is the difference between Al and I. I am very comfortable in the hypothetical and the figurative.
So the 25th of October was expansion pack release. That was a Monday.
Okay.
The next Thursday was the 2.0 update for Animal Crossing, and then
Okay.
the Friday, the day after that, was Happy Home Paradise
Wow,
release.
so weird. That is very weird that they either do them all at the same time or space them out
Yeah. Well, that's what they're
regularly.
doing here, right? The
Yeah,
the 3.0 and the Switch 2 release both come out on the same day. It
that's
would
true.
definitely be, I guess it's less weird when it's a DLC specifically because it's like that's just like one, especially as it was like, a separate island.
Hmm.
Like it was essentially like a separate game in the game, right? I guess it's less weird in that way. Whereas to like limit the Switch 2 version, you'd be like, oh, you've got the
Right.
update, but not the higher resolution.
Well, we have plenty of time to talk about this. Let's
Mm,
first ask what you've been up to, Al.
good point. I think you know exactly what I've been up to. It's Pokemon. I've just been playing
Hey,
Pokemon.
this is the first time since Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is a long time. It's like 15 years. The first time that I have not gotten the game within, let's say, a month of release, possibly even a week of release.
So tell me why. Also, you've got a week until it's a month. But anyway,
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
tell me why.
The reason why is basically the cost of all the software has just
Mm,
been catching up with me.
mm.
It's not a what's the word? A
You're not boycotting.
I'm not boycotting. Um,
You just literally need to save up.
I'm happy for it to look like I'm boycotting, right? But it is not an active choice to boycott because I got the Switch 2 day of release. I got
Yeah.
you know, but
Well, that's
when
why
I
you can't
saw
afford it. You spent all your money on a Switch too.
right. So my idea was when they were coming out with all these prices, Mario Kart $80, et cetera, $70 for Donkey Kong. I was like, okay, let's look at this. I'm going to invest into the new hardware and I'm going to play my backlog of Switch games
Hmm.
because everybody's got one. I've got one.
Hmm.
Um,
How dare you?
I'm
I've
gonna
played every game.
I'm gonna play my Switch One games on the Switch Two because it will be they'll run better, right?
Hmm.
Just naturally. But also, I'm not Al. Everybody, I don't have seven Switch consoles. I was still playing on my day one Switch. I never got an OLED. I never got a light. So it was really time for an upgrade just because like physically my console was beat up.
Yeah, yeah.
It was not in a good spot. So I
Eight
got the
years
new
is a long
console.
time.
Yeah. I got the new console and I'm very happy to play that. But I was like, if these games are going to be 70 or $80, like if you're getting a Switch 2 edition, like that's still an increased price as well. So I was like, I think I'm just going to rely on my birthday to get a game, on the holidays to get a game, and then I work in a public library that's lucky enough to get video games. If there's anything really new that I can wait for, then I'll get that for free and I'll play the library copies of games. But in the meantime, I've got all these other games to play. So that's why I decided to not get Pokemon on release. I just put it on my wish list to get in December, and that is when I'll play it. I'll probably play it like maybe January 1st, or something like that. I don't know. But that's what's behind the decision. So I'm sure you've talked about it before, but how is it? What do you how do you like it?
So I mean, I will say that I mostly really like this game. I mean, I've talked before many a time that like I'm sure I would enjoy better graphics. I'm sure that I would, it's the sort of thing that you don't really know what you've got until you've got it, right? Like if I if Breath of the Wild had worse graphics, I don't think I would have enjoyed it less.
Hmm.
But it's not the same thing as like opening the game and going, "Oh my word, this is gorgeous," right? Like I don't
Right.
open this game and go, "This is gorgeous," but I also don't spend my time playing it going, "Oh, I hate how this game looks. It looks dreadful," right?
Right.
Like I just don't. I don't naturally do that, and that's not to say that anyone else is worse for having done that. Like that is totally fine, and I don't need people be going like, oh, we need to expect more for our games. I like the game. I like the gameplay. I like. I'm entry. I'm not finished the story yet, but I'm enjoying the story so far. Um, I don't feel like I am missing out, and I definitely feel like it has been worth the money that I have spent to get this game.
Cool. Yeah,
I
oh, go ahead.
There are a few things that I really miss that they didn't add into this game that they did have in Legends Arceus. I am very sad about that.
Sure.
Um, but they have copied over like the core gameplay from that I really enjoyed. It is more battle focused, which obviously a lot of people were expecting, therefore I would not enjoy it as much.
Hmm.
But the way that they have integrated the battles into the overworld is much better
Okay.
than Legends Arceus did, right? So if you were in Legends Arceus and you went into a battle, it was like, okay, now we're going to pretend like we're still in the overworld. We're going to pretend
Uh-huh.
like it's smooth and seamless, and now we're going to like do all these animations, and you're suddenly in a battle, and now it's completely different, right? I
Right.
didn't particularly like that, but I really love how it's like, oh, if you can't catch this Pokemon, literally just tell your Pokemon to attack it, and now you can try and catch it again, and it's lower health in the exact same way you would be, right? Whereas with Legends Arceus, it's like if you go into a battle with a Pokemon, you then were into the old way of catching Pokemon, which I did not
Yeah.
like as much, right?
Really? I think I
Oh,
knew that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they've integrated battling really well. I think it's an upgrade from like it feels like they've combined the catching in the overworld from Legends Arceus and
Hmm.
the Let's Go mechanic from Scarlet and Violet into a much better
Oh,
a much better experience overall for both of them.
yeah. It really does feel, in more ways than in the past, because they're always iterating and building off of what came
Hmm.
before. But it feels like they are really using the Legends games to build out a new experience,
Hmm.
to make you, quote, feel like a Pokemon trainer.
Hmm.
Legends Arceus, they obviously put a lot of development and time into making catching feel really good.
Hmm.
Because I think at the end of the day, especially with Pokemon Go's influence, there really is a desire to make that core mechanic of catching Pokemon fun and addicting and satisfying. And, we both played Arceus. That is it's just a joy
Hmm.
to just throw those balls and catch Pokemon
Hmm.
and stuff.
Hmm.
So then they sat down for this one. It's like, okay, for this next one, let's cross out the next thing, which is the battling,
Hmm.
and kind of work that from the ground up and make that seem like you, quote unquote, feeling like a Pokemon trainer.
Hmm. Hmm.
So my mind next goes to, okay, so for Legends 3, are we, what's the next thing? I'm
Oh, well,
like,
I'd say Legends 4. I would
oh,
argue.
sure, sure, sure. For the follow up to ZA, um, I think maybe you rework trading, the social aspect of Pokemon. Maybe I don't know. I don't really know how you would like reinvigorate that idea, but maybe exploring ways to tweak that or make that more fun or make that more engaging beyond people trying to finish their Pokedexes in the first 2 weeks of release and then not doing it again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, I mean, they kind of did that with Sword and Shield and then Scarlet and Violet, right? With the raids. And that has
Yeah, that's
given a
true.
lot more life to the games between the releases.
Yeah,
Um,
you're really right there.
Although really struggling to find the time to do the Scarlet and Violet raids that they're still doing now for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, I think what's going to be really interesting is what from this game goes into Gen 10
Yeah.
because I really struggled with the jump from Legends Arceus to Scarlet and Violet
Yeah, it was like
with
putting on
catching.
the brakes of your bike. And you're like,
Exactly. And
please.
I felt that a few times with games, right? Like I felt it with Sun and Moon when we didn't get Soaring from Oras. I
Sure.
thought
Yeah.
that was a real downgrade not getting that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like in most of the games since then, we have had something like that. I obviously not in this one, just baffles me. Um, I so I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to go back to traditional catching? Are they going to do encounter Pokemon, go into different state, battle and catch the Pokemon, or
Hmm.
are they going to take this mechanic out of the Legends games, if you
Sure.
will, and put it into the next big game? Because obviously they're all main series. We don't need to have that discussion. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I'm
But
not interested in that
obvious,
conversation.
obviously, new generation games with brand new Pokemon with a big dex, they are the ones that sell the most
Yeah.
and have always been and will always be.
Yep.
Because that's what the majority of casual Pokemon players care about. We are not casual Pokemon players, right?
Mm-mm.
Those who buy every game, those who play every game for at least tens of hours, if not hundreds of hours, right? Like we were looking
Yeah.
at the new Switch shop store. That's what I keep thinking shop because eShop. I know it's called Switch Store for some reason. The new Switch Store app, which actually finally gives you the full playtime and breakdown of your
Yeah.
playtime. And half of my top 10 are Pokemon games.
Hmm.
So we're not the casuals, but they are the people that Pokemon need to keep buying the game. And the question is, do they risk that? Do they risk doing something that hasn't been in one of those new generation games
Right.
before, and risk the possibility that it upsets people and means they don't buy the game,
Yeah.
or do they annoy the core fans who love this way of playing and really don't want it to not be in the next game? I mean, I'm sure there are other
Yeah.
people who would prefer that, right? Like I do. I remember discussions of Let's Go where people hated the Pokemon in the overworld, and wanted random encounters back. Some people
Hmm.
cared about that, but I like there were
Well,
some of
that's
us who were very much pro that idea, and
yeah.
clearly that one won out, right? Like I think Sword and Shield was the last game that didn't have all the Pokemon in the overworld. They did have some,
Yeah.
but not all.
That's what I was going to bring up is that there's an approach to this scenario that you're describing that we can look to Sword and Shield for, which was, and it's too bad we didn't get this right away with Scarlet and Violet. Um, Everybody liked, well, not everybody, but as you said, but many people liked the Pokemon in the overworld that Let's Go introduced, and we were curious if Sword and Shield would keep that over, and they did both. They let you encounter Pokemon in the overworld, and if you still liked random encounters, you could do random encounters in Sword and Shield, and it had both. I think that if because I don't think that the turn-based thing is going to go away. I think for the sake of competitive, and that's a whole other conversation, but I think for the sake of
Mm.
competitive, we're going to retain the turn-based stuff.
But doesn't
Of
Pokemon Champions allow them to
yeah,
keep that
again, that's a
out of the
whole other
main game?
discussion. I think that's a whole other discussion.
I
But I
can't. I
think
just,
that
I
there will.
just, I just can't see that like the coincidence of that
Uh-huh.
game coming out this year in the
Yeah,
next year, right? Like
yeah,
it's not coming out a couple of years ago. It's not coming out in a couple of years. It's coming out now at the time just before the next generation of games, which is almost certainly
yeah.
coming next
You're right.
year.
You're right. But what I'm getting at is that maybe in Gen 10 there will be an option to throw the Pokeball yourself or to engage in a turn based traditional battle where you can just click the button to throw the ball.
Kind of like how Legends Arceus did, I guess. You could do it
Yes,
where you encountered the Pokemon.
very similar to Legends
Yeah,
Arceus.
maybe I'd be okay with that. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I love what they've done with this game, and I
Uh,
would be sad if they went backwards to kind of what Legends Arceus had. But I would much prefer that to how Scarlet and Violet did it, right?
yeah.
Like I like the Let's Go mode in Scarlet and Violet. I like this more.
Right. Okay, cool.
Hmm. So many thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, what are we at? We were half an hour into this podcast and we haven't started the podcast yet. But I have a feeling that happens a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And we're 3 weeks after a Pokemon game release. Of course, we're going to be talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, big topic
All right. Okay, well, that's what we've been up to. Um, I will probably chap to that Pokemon section.
for sure.
Let's talk about some feedback. We've got two feedbacks. First of all, we have a comment on Spotify from our regular Spotify commenter, Jack. Thank you, Jack, for your comment. Jack says, "Nice podcast, peeps. This is a comment on the Harvest Moon. Oh no, it was the other games of the years where Cody and Kev went back before the podcast and chose a game of the year, a farming game of the year for every year before the podcast, back to when the first Harvest Moon came out. So Jack says, Cody chose correctly between Harvest Moon 64 and Back to Nature. By the way, the game in Harvest Moon for Girl, I believe that the game ends if you get pregnant / have a baby, but the boy version doesn't if you get married. So, whoa.
Wow.
Just so you know, clearly back then they decided that a woman's ultimate goal is pregnancy, and then she may as well be dead.
I don't even know if I want to touch this one. Yeah, that's I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Like it's just the way the world works now.
It's not 30 years ago anymore.
um that I okay okay, so I will say about that is that I found your speedrun tactic.
I don't know if it's certainly nowhere near some of the other speedruns that some of the older games had, like
Yeah.
Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, for example, where you can just say no to going to the farm and then the credits roll.
Oh, it's awesome.
There was another one that was mentioned, I think, in that podcast, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, there's a few games that had funny endings like that.
Cool.
The other piece of feedback is a self piece of feedback. I had said in the last episode regarding the update for Animal Crossings that I saw people talking about the fact that crafting would use the house storage, but I had no evidence for that, and I was no idea where people were getting it from.
Sure.
Turns out you got it from the news section on the eShop, where it talks about the update. It specifically says, you can now make short work of crafting by crafting items in batches and pulling materials directly from your storage.
Oh,
So
man.
we have confirmation that it does use your storage for crafting.
What a dream come true. Man, that's so awesome.
It only took 5.5 years to get
That's
this feature.
exactly what I was thinking, and I wasn't gonna say it, but like okay. You said this last week. There's clearly a design philosophy with making people grab it out of their storage, making one at a time,
Mhm.
running out of things in your pocket, going back in, pulling it out from storage again. Like somebody or many people on the team wanted that very intentional action of
Yeah.
doing it. Maybe that like
Did they
furthers
quit?
the role play. Like it maybe it furthers the role play of
Yeah.
being out on your own and
Yeah.
everything. Because I don't know. Because I feel like the first month of you being in, or maybe even the first week of you being on the island, is where people were really excited about this crafting stuff. But by the time that you have it just looking like any other community in Animal Crossing, it's you're done with it. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't need to do this anymore. Yeah.
So
What
here's
can I?
my theory is that this is an upgrade that you purchase,
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
because that would allow them to still have that early game experience where you're still crafting things one by one and grabbing things out
Oh
of storage.
yeah,
But this
totally.
is like Tom comes to you and he's like, "Oh, we've got another upgrade for your house we can do. We can link it to your crafting table, and that allows you to multi-craft and get stuff out your storage automatically." Like
Watch
that, then
them.
it fits within the theme of the game for it that everything has as well.
Mhm. Watch them lock that behind 5-star islands or something like that.
Oh, I swear, goodness me.
Time to throw out everything onto the lawn.
I've got I've got so much to do to get back to a sensible star rating on my island.
Uh-huh.
Because I found, so last episode I think I'd said I wasn't sure where my island was. It turns out it was on my Switch too,
There you go.
which is a
Yes.
very sensible place for it to be.
Did it ask you, hey, there's no profile attached to this island?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I turned that on and I was like, oh no.
yeah. Immediate panic, but it was
Yeah.
fine. It's a thing you do whenever you transfer it between
Yeah.
switches. It's just
Yeah.
obviously, presumably, that was your first time doing it. If this is
Yes.
your second Switch console that you'd bought,
Right.
but yeah, no, it's all there. It's all good. But apparently, when I last played the game, I was midway through a renovation. What I had done was I had created a water planet, a water island, where everything was like, it was like an atoll, right? Where everything was around the edge and the middle was just water. Um, and I'm like halfway through returning it to being land, which
Mhm.
means that I've got these like strips of land up and down and not water in between them all. So it's going to take me a while to finish that up.
Al, we keep talking about Animal Crossing when we have a whole section devoted to talk about Animal Crossing.
Well, should we talk about some other game news then?
Yes, I'm happy to do that.
So, this is where we talk about all the games that Nami doesn't know.
Mhm.
First up, we have Grimoire Groves. They've announced that their console release is coming in Q1 next year. That is Switch and Xbox, and includes a physical Switch version, including a deluxe edition that comes with, as I zoom into this low quality image, the physical game, a pin set, stickers, an art book, and the soundtrack on a CD.
I love a good CD.
So, I presume you have not played this game.
I have not.
I played this game and it was fine. It was not for me.
I like the color scheme. The theming of it's very nice.
Yes. Well, it's a roguelite, so that'll.
Oh, well, there you go. It seals the deal for you. The one thing that I'll say here is that these are some nice looking pins. But I did have a question.
Yeah.
So this was a Kickstarter, right? And this is
Correct.
the update talking about the physical game release.
Mhm.
That's great. So you do a lot of Kickstarters, or at least maybe you've slowed down recently.
Mhm.
What do you think is the average timeline for these Kickstarter games that come to Steam
Goodness.
and then finally get their console release? Be it, I don't know, be it PlayStation first or Nintendo first or
I mean,
whatever.
the average game doesn't come to any consoles, I would say.
Sure. That's very valid.
It's years though, right? So
Yeah.
like let's take this one as an example. Grimoire Groves. It originally what's the campaign, that's what I'm looking for, was, oh, why have they removed the date on it? It used to say there was a date there. I'll need to go to, I know I can find this information somewhere without just scrolling through all the updates.
Yeah.
July 2023. So this game is actually a very quick game in doing what it's doing. I'm very impressed with this. So it kickstarted in July of 2023. Its estimated game release was April of 2024. The game actually came out early this year. So
Wow. Okay.
surprisingly quick, but obviously
That is a
delayed,
really
like
fast
every
turnaround.
game. And now, less than a year later, they've got their oh well, I guess it will be about a year later getting their Switch and Xbox. So that's very fast for these
Yeah.
games. Most of the games don't even come out in the first place. And of those that do, they come out on PC, like I would say maybe 2 to 3 years late. Like that's pretty standard for these Kickstarter games. They all underestimate how long it's going to be. Every single one. Almost every single one. There's maybe been 2 games that I've kickstarted that have come out on time.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
The
They're big
rest,
projects.
I think 2 years 2 to 3 years would probably be average for how late they come out. And then there's only been a handful that have ever come to consoles, and it's maybe a year or two later.
Yeah.
Because what they tend to do is like, we're not going to port the game until we're finished on PC. And then that means that the clock starts then. And then they have to get a porting team to do it because, of course, they don't know how to make Switch games. They don't know how to make
Gotcha.
PlayStation
Okay.
games. It's almost always Switch, right?
Right. The indie machine.
Exactly. Sometimes it's Xbox because if they've used the Microsoft development tools, it is a button press to release
Right.
on Xbox. Assuming, like, obviously there's always bugs and that sort of stuff, but
Yeah.
they don't have to start from scratch there.
So
But
is
that's
it
assuming
pretty,
that they've used those tools.
yeah. Is it pretty common for games that use those tools to come out on both Xbox and Nintendo, or
Yeah,
are they pretty much satisfied with coming out on Xbox?
so I would say that they tend to come out on Xbox at the same time as PC if they're using those tools, because they will
Oh,
like be
yeah.
able to do that at the same time. And
That makes
Xbox
sense.
even has an early access program as well. But they almost all still want to come on Switch because that's where every like more. I I saw multiple games show the percentages of people asking for consoles, and it was something like 70% asking for Switch.
Wow.
So that just gives you the indication of how popular the Switch is for people who play these indie
Yeah.
games.
Cool.
The others are still there, but they're splitting the 30%.
Right.
So, all right, next we have an update for Moonlight in Garland. They have released their Let's Get Cooking update. I bet you can guess what comes with this update.
Desserts.
Well, yes. Cooking in general.
Yeah.
They've listed a bunch of other stuff relating to the food, right? Like, obviously, the other characters in the game have favorite foods, and you can give them to them. It will buff them, etc., etc. There's kind of pretty standard cottagecore stuff. But if you've been enjoying Moonlight and Garland, there's another update.
The overworld art style of this game kind of looks like it would be on like a Windows PC game circa 2002.
Mm.
That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking Facebook Flash game.
Yeah. Okay. So you're picking up a similar thing. It's like,
Hmm.
hmm. But I don't know, the character art and the writing seems pretty good. So I can understand people getting into this.
Do you know the portraits, the conversation portraits feel Uncanny Valley to me?
I can see that with some of these characters. Like half of them seem pretty standard, and then the other half, there's something like weird going on with the eyes.
They want to murder me.
Yeah. They're like looking right out of the TV.
Like Ryan is horrifying. But yeah, you're right. It's not all of them. Like
Yeah.
April looks pretty chill, kind of casual.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at Ryan right now. He knows something.
He's going postal soon.
Yeah, this is really good for audio, but I'm telling you guys, he is one bad haircut away from popping out of your screen and coming for you.
All right, next we have an update for Hello Kitty Island Adventure. This is, well, sorry, not an update, an event, because they love their events. This is the
Right.
Days of Plenty event. Celebrate the changing seasons with new adorable outfits and cozy woodland furniture. Have you played Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
No, I checked it out from the library and I never turned it on. It seemed like, well, I mean, everybody was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing for me being outside of this bubble, just but next to the bubble, is I thought it had come out much sooner than it did. People were like talking about it for a really long time, and then people stopped talking about it, and then it came out, and I was like, oh, I thought that was already out.
So that'll be because it first came out on Apple Arcade
Okay, all right.
2 years ago, I want to say.
You've unlocked something for me. I totally get it.
And then this year is when it came out on Switch and PC.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was 2023, I feel like. Yeah, July 2023 for Apple Arcade.
You want to know why I had this disconnect so pronounced?
Is it my fault?
sound? No. It could be, but No, the sound of from South Park where he's like, "I'm playing Hello Kitty
Yes.
Island Adventure,"
Yeah.
and that was everywhere for a long, like on
Yeah.
TikTok and places, and so it was in my head that people were playing this game, but it wasn't out, and I was like, "How does this happen?" So
Yeah.
yeah, it
That,
being a mobile game first, totally okay.
but
Like I'm fully on board with everything now.
but also that episode came out in 2016.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so I'm back to being confused. What?
That the game didn't exist when that episode came out.
Oh my gosh. I'm totally being played right now. That is so funny. Okay, so they just like encouraged the Hello Kitty brand to make it?
Well, okay. Here we
I'm
go.
sorry.
We're diving deep. No, no, do
I'm
not
so sorry.
apologize. There is an interview, well, there's an article on The Verge. Let me throw this in the show notes so you can look at
Okay.
it, and
All right.
then I will put it in the show notes for the podcast
Uh-huh.
when I release. Apparently, the makers of the game have said that they didn't know about this when they announced it. The name is a coincidence. No, not
Wow.
2016, 2006.
No way.
So 2006, South Park do an episode with what was it? Butters was the character. I've never seen
Uh-huh.
South Park, so I am
No,
totally in the blind. But
I've only
apparently the
ever seen
character is called
clips.
Butters,
Yeah.
and he refuses to play World of Warcraft because he is playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and that clip from the game went wild on TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2006, and apparently this is a thing that they coincidentally came up with.
I'm speechless. I cannot believe this. What a roller coaster I've been on in the past 2 minutes. This is crazy. Okay, so it's one of those Simpsons predicted it moments. That's just where we're at.
I also
All right.
believe that South Park did a follow up on the joke in 2023
Well, they had to.
after
They
the
were
release.
obligated to.
I haven't seen it though, but yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is my fun fact for the day.
Alrighty. So that is the Days of Plenty event for Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It is live now until the 18th of November. So if you're listening to this on release day, you have 6 days left. Next, we have our final update for a game, which is Lightyear Frontier have released their Country Roads, or not have not released, are going to release their Country Roads update. That's out on the 17th of November. And this includes a bunch of stuff that I think only really makes sense if you've played the game. You can haul objects with your mechs. I didn't realize that you had mechs that couldn't actually haul anything. That feels like a pretty
Seems
fundamental
like, yeah,
part of it.
like an oversight.
Yeah. And a bunch of other things. Roads and bridges, new progression, advanced oils to make your mech last for longer.
There you go. I'm sure the Lightyear Frontier people are rejoicing that they are gonna last longer.
Yeah,
Like,
finally some advanced oils. I
um,
I consider playing this game once a month, but I still haven't.
sure. I so there it satisfies a very specific niche of people that like farming games but are also really into trucks. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
like I can imagine like a very specific kind of 12-year-old kid who enjoys Minecraft and is like stepping into more games like it and then finding this and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome."
yeah. This is a way. You're totally right. It's a way for young guys to be able to play farming games without feeling like they're playing a girly game.
Uh-huh.
That's
That's like
exactly what it is.
that's what I'm picking up.
It's Euro Truck Simulator cross farming simulator.
Hmm. And like you get like sick paint jobs and your machines are
Yeah,
rusting and it's all very very cool, but
yeah,
you're also planting seeds for your pumpkins.
yeah. But with a robot.
Yeah. One day that masculine urge will take you over, Al, and you'll turn masculine.
Yeah, I definitely had to, put on a lot of that stuff in school, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, yeah, I watch Robot Wars. I'm cool.
Yeah. You guys ever heard of Mega's XLR?
All right, we that's the game update news. We also have some new games to talk about.
Oh boy.
So hold your excitement, Nami. Calm down. I can't handle the amount of excitement there.
Oh, I'm happy. I mean, these people have been working on these games for a long time. We gotta highlight them and we gotta give them their flowers.
Well, first up, this is quite the game. We have Farnia Village, and this is a game that's made by the lead programmer of Rune Factory 3, who is also the director of Rune Factory 4, and the person who wrote the narrative for both Rune Factory 3 and 4. So this is
Wow.
like, you know, we've got farming game royalty here.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I can tell that they worked on Rune Factory 3 and Rune Factory 4. This is basically what if Rune Factory 5 didn't go full 3D.
I see. Okay.
That's what this feels like to me.
I got you. There's going to be a little divorce here in the fan base.
Possibly, yeah. I can see why somebody would prefer this because, like, when you go from Rune Factory 4 to Rune Factory 5, it was such a big shift, right? It's like it's not. I was gonna say it's like going from Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield, but it's not even that. It's. I feel like it's going from Gen 5, so black
Gen
and
5
white.
to 6.
Yeah, no, Gen 5 to Gen
Oh,
8. I feel like it's going from
yeah.
black and white to Sword and Shield. Like
That is a big
it's a
jump.
bigger jump.
Yeah.
Um,
What about, I mean, I don't even know, but like the Sonics, like 2D Sonic or 3D Sonic?
yeah, and the thing is that they're very like fundamentally different styles of gameplay.
Yeah. Different
Um,
design philosophies.
and not just that, but just in terms of like actual gameplay as well. It's interesting you chose that as an example because I love 2D Sonic games and I hate 3D
Mhm.
Sonic games. So yeah, I totally get why
Get in line.
I totally get why somebody would like a new Rune Factory that is in the style of 3 or 4.
Okay.
I personally am not a huge fan of any of the Rune Factories, so I'm probably not going to pick this one up.
Cool.
But if you like your farming games, but you want them to have some swords, this is where you're looking at. And if you like your farming games that also have some swords to also be, top down 2D-ish. Obviously it's 3D graphics. It's not sprites, but you're getting what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
that style of grid-based
Yeah.
top-down farming or not like 45 degree. I don't is there a term for that? Because we got it's not top down, it's not side on, it's 45 degree.
Yeah. There probably is. I can't think of it.
Diagonally,
Yeah.
diagonal camera.
Which game was it that where all of the sprites are like positioned weird? Is that Animal Crossing or is that something else? Like the GameCube Animal Crossing. There's a game where to get the angle right, all of the sprites are like tilted at an angle.
Oh,
Um
right, okay.
I'm
It was
trying
like
to
a
remember what
technical
that is.
limitation sort of thing.
Yeah, they had in order to get the perspective right. Maybe
I-
it was
It's ringing
Zelda?
bells. It's ringing bells what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll put it somewhere. You can correct me yourself
Maybe.
next week.
Or we'll forget and never mention it again.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was the 3DS Zelda game, the um, the one with the low world and all that. Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds wasn't 3DS, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Was it not Game Boy Advance?
There's Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds, which is the 3DS game. Anyway, that I'm going on a limb and saying it was Link Between Worlds where they put him at an
Look, they
angle.
keep making the pun. Stop making the pun. I can't keep all these names in my head. Doesn't help that I've not played this one.
Right. It's on my list.
Oh, it's on my list as well. But the problem was I was going through the Zelda games in release
That's
order.
right.
And I
That's
got to
right.
Ocarina of Time and went, I hate this.
I told you to do that. That was my mission for you, and you failed me.
I hated Ocarina of Time. It's not a fun game.
Well, pivot. Go to just play the rest of the 2D ones.
Oh, sure, that's on my list to do at some
Oh,
point. But the
sure,
problem
of
is,
course.
I stopped.
Yeah.
So my next game is Oracle Seasons. It's there on my list to play. It's even on my Switch. I have it on the what's it called? Nintendo Online subscription thing.
This is my call to action to people out there listening. Has anybody played those Game Boy Color Zelda games? I feel like nobody has played those games.
The
People have
Oracle
played
ones.
Link's Awakening. Yeah, people
Yeah,
have played
no.
Link's Awakening all the live long day, and there's like a fan base for Minish Cap on the Game Boy Advance. But I have not met one person who's like, oh, I love Oracle of Seasons and Ages. I,
It's on my list. I'll play them at some point.
okay,
But I just need to, I'm still not over Ocarina of Time, okay? That was I
that's too bad.
enjoyed Zelda 2 and I hated Ocarina of Time.
We do not
I
have time to talk about this blasphemy that is Ocarina of Time debacle, because it's such a formative game for so
It's
many people.
sure. Oh, sure. And would I have enjoyed it had I played it at the time? Maybe. But it's like going back and playing Mario 64. They're not it's
And now you've made the Mario
games.
64 people really mad.
I've said this before and I will say it again. Mario 64 is not a good game. It was historic and it was important and it needs to have its place and it should be celebrated for what it was. But do not go in if you've not played the game before, you will not go into it and have a good time. That's all I'm saying, right?
Sure, sure.
And it's not even the controls. The controls are a bit finicky, right?
I
But
think it's
they're
the
fine.
controls.
It's the
I think it's the
camera. No,
controls.
it's the
Yeah.
camera.
Okay. Anyway.
We needed that second joystick before 3D games became
Oh yeah.
actually good. That's
Unless
all
you're
I'm saying.
playing Banjo-Kazooie, where they got the camera right. That's the if you're playing a 3D game on the N64, Banjo-Kazooie is the best use of the camera. Like even besides Z targeting, which Ocarina of Time did, looping it back to Zelda.
Yeah, yeah. No, my issue with Ocarina of Time was the platforming and the
Oh yeah.
controls for combat. I no.
I'll forgive you for that. You can get really good at the combat. You cannot get really good at the jumping.
It'd be like if I did you ever play Crash Bandicoot?
A couple times.
Oh my word. Like I loved that game when I was a kid, but I
Uh,
tried to go back to it and it's just horrible, the
it's
platforming.
unforgiving. It is just. It's like Dragon's Lair, where you just have to know.
Hmm. And even then like you're gonna fail 4 times before you get it.
Yeah.
Just dreadful. Hate it. Hate it. There are some games I can go back to, and there are some games I can't. I can't. When was the last time you went back to first Pokemon games?
Um, Man, it's probably been like 5 years or so. It was probably like a year after they came out on 3DS, which is
Every time I go back
yeah.
to them, I remember why I don't go back to them.
Okay, I remember when. It was actually when I played Stadium. It was 5 years ago. It was for the 25th
Ah,
anniversary, and I played it on an OG Game Boy. And I like going back to the old Pokemon games because of the nostalgia factor,
yes.
specifically like sitting within the confines of 1998 with
Uh-huh.
your Game Boy, with the cables, watching
Yeah.
the anime. I like engrossing myself in that. But I mean, you can't go to the PC.
No. It's yeah.
Avoid that at all costs.
So bad.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is I think that's how these games still survive in public consciousness is because of the nostalgia.
Mhm.
And I do think that if I'd played them at the time, I would have enjoyed them, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I've had fun with Mario 64, but like it's in my opinion the worst of the 3D Marios.
We'll forgive you for that.
But just people don't agree with me with the best, which is Sunshine. I don't. Everybody marks Sunshine as the worst. I think it's the
Well,
best.
see, that's the thing is,
Second best. Sorry, Bowser's
I have
Fury
a
is the
better,
best.
sure, I have a better opinion of Sunshine now. But like the thing that you're talking about, which is the camera and the controls a little bit, that for me applies to Sunshine. Like it really, I think because it
Interesting.
seems like it should control like Galaxy. It seems modern enough, but they were really still only just figuring out all of this
Yeah,
stuff. Like Sunshine was like 2003. It was not long into
it
all of
doesn't.
this
But this is the
stuff.
thing. It feels decades better than Mario 64 in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they
Like
made a lot of progress
even
in
just
that
the
time.
graphics, it feels like someone just
Yeah.
like turned on graphics between those
Hmm.
two games.
Exactly. I know what you're talking about. I don't know. It's especially when you like are first coming back to it after a while. You're like,
Yeah,
oh man, I cannot control this. By the time you're like a couple hours into it, you get better at it. But that's
that's
probably
fair. That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Anyway,
Yes. Yeah, this is not a Mario podcast.
Farnia
Anyway,
Village.
Farnia
Go
Village.
go go play it if you like Root Factory.
There's a blurb. I'll quickly go through the blurb. A game shaped by the fantasy world you'd love to live in. You remember nothing but your own name and begin in a new life in a peaceful village. That is exactly how every Rune Factory has started.
Hmm.
Till the soil, go fishing, cook, forge, fall in love, care for your pets, explore the world, and teach a mysterious girl what it means to enjoy a meal. That sounds weird.
Why is it in quotes?
I don't know. That sounds really weird.
I don't. Oh, okay.
I don't like any of that sentence.
Hmm.
Ever wish the world kept going after the story ends so you could live your daily life there? No worries. This is a game where you can continue your days in the world you've completed. I'm going to say that probably this is like translated by either uh, people whose first language is Japanese or automatically translated, and that explains kind of some of the weirdness in
Yeah.
the wording there. But basically, what they've just described there is Rune Factory.
Cool.
So
Makes sense to me.
Kickstarter's live. If it sounds like what you want, if you want a new Rune Factory that's not 3D, that's who you are. You know who you are.
Hmm.
Next, we have Delphinium or Delphinium. I'm undecided.
I'm gonna say Delphinium.
Yes, let's go with Delphinium. A farming sim in which cultivating connections with those around you matters just as much as growing crops, sometimes even more so. I mean, that sounds like Stardew to me. What an
Well,
interesting choice of blurb.
well, see, the blurb sounds like Stardew, but when you look at this trailer, I got to tell you, out of all the games we're talking about today, maybe besides Animal Crossing, this is the most interesting to me. I really like the art style that they're going for and the game structure of it. They're really highlighting, besides the farming, they're highlighting this conversation system that they've built. And there's like skill trees, but there's people on them.
Mm.
And connecting concepts to relationships and goals to concepts, and it looks really interesting to me.
So I would say I agree with you in that it all looks very interesting, but it also looks like hell. I don't want to play a game that does that. Like, I think it sounds like someone's gone, here's a really interesting concept for a game, but not actually thought about whether it would be fun to play or not.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people enjoy different things, and maybe people will enjoy this, but it just feels like work to me. Like we're doing
Well,
this weird spreadsheet thing.
it I don't know. I think there is a fundamental like personality difference here is that like I do like relationships in gaming and in real life and
Wow.
um keeping things. I
Harsh
mean,
much.
I'm not saying that, but I don't know. I think it's fair to say that I'm a little more social than you are.
Yeah, okay.
Um
Yeah, okay.
and so making a game about social activity would be fun for me.
Yeah.
I,
I don't
it,
think it's the social aspect that I dislike. It's the
the spreadsheet of it all.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not obviously not a spreadsheet, it is a graph.
Mhm.
But it just feels like a fancy way of making a spreadsheet, right? Like
Yeah.
it's um I don't know, it's just maybe part of the issue I think is that it feels more management gamey styley, that aspect of it rather than the
Yeah.
rest of it, right? Which
And maybe
I've talked
they
about never
were
massively enjoying.
and maybe we're talking about a fraction of what this game is.
Possibly.
They really highlight this a lot in several moments in this trailer, but they're also showing your regular crops and fishing mini games and go navigating the world, world map and all that. So there's a lot more going on, but it definitely seems like the major hook is this, and they say it in the blurb, this relationship aspect to the game.
I'm glad you brought up the fishing game. Fishing mini game. I like the look of this fishing minigame. It's very rare that we actually get a new concept for a fishing
Uh-huh.
minigame.
It's
They're
different.
normally like either it's the Stardew way or it's the Animal Crossing way, and it's maybe slightly tweaked. But this
Right.
looks very different.
Yeah, it for people who haven't seen it, it looks kind of like an FPS a little bit. You've got
Mm.
the fish on this circle, and you've got a reticle, and you're trying to like keep the fish inside of your reticle, which is a little bit like Stardew, but as opposed to that going up and down, this is kind of navigating across
Yeah, it.
the disc.
I feel like there's much more control over it than Stardew, which is why I like
Yeah,
the look of it, right? Whereas Stardew is like you have to press it's one button press. It's
right.
press to raise it, and if you raise it too high, you probably lost the fish.
Yeah,
Whereas this is like you're constantly aiming to get to the fish, and so if you make a wrong move, you just like go back up and left. You don't have to wait for it to come back down with
yeah,
gravity.
yeah. Lots of agency, but I mean, we're talking about a fishing game, but it could be a lot of work. You got to be very involved with it. You can't just wait for your controller to rumble or for the thing to make a sound and hit the button. But yeah, it does. I do see your point about it being a new take, which is not common.
And I do think I'm not against the Animal Crossing way of just wait until it and then press the button. Um,
Hmm.
I think there are advantages of that because I think these mini games do get a bit boring after you've played 100 hours of a game.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I think if you're going to do something, do something. Don't
Right.
just be like, oh, we're going to do the Stardew thing, right? Like that's been
I
done and it was fine, but like try something else or don't bother, I would say.
What I want is a way to ensure th- like the least amount of failure as possible. I really
Hmm.
dislike when I throw my line, especially if I'm using bait, a resource that I'm losing, um, and then I fail it and I have to like cast my line again. That stuff is really discouraging to me when I'm wasting time or resources. So if it's something that you can get good at, that takes it away a little bit for me. Like
Hmm.
in a good way. Like I'm not as upset about it. But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I agree. If I fail because of my skill, I'm much more not happy because I'm obviously annoyed that I've
yeah,
mucked up, but I much prefer that because it's like I mucked up rather
right,
than the game is just it feels like the game has ruined it for me sort of thing.
right. It's especially when it comes down to like, oh, I just hit the button too late or
Hmm.
too early.
Exactly.
Like that. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
no, don't do that to me,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally, totally.
Anyway, that looks great. I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
Yes, so that is also live on Kickstarter just now. I don't think I'm going to kickstart either of these games. I'm trying to keep going with my not kickstarting, and neither of these are saying I must play this as soon as it comes out.
Hmm.
So, um, our final new game is called Peaceful Days, and this has been out on in early access for a while, but apparently I didn't learn about it until now because it has just released its 1.0.
Okay.
So, this is the blurb for this one is take over a cozy local farm in the charming seaside town of Aurora, meet friendly locals, reveal the secrets, and enjoy your new peaceful life. Hey, look, it's Stardew Valley.
Hey, look, it's Stardew Valley. Like in the most painful way that we can say that. Like this is just Stardew. Like they have the caverns and stuff that you're mining and going down and down and down. Like that is just blatant Stardew.
Yeah, and I'm not against that, but I'm not seeing here what it is also doing differently, right? Like
Hmm.
Stardew wouldn't have become Stardew if it was just Harvest Moon, right? Like the whole
Yeah,
point was I want to make a better Harvest Moon. And so if this is trying to make a better Stardew, what exactly is it doing that's different? And I'm not really seeing that.
it's racing ostriches. That's got my $5 right there.
Uh, I, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments in this trailer. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that before. Like there's this big old monster that comes out of the ground, and
Oh, it's been
um,
done before.
oh, sure. There's like this big concert that you can go to, what also has been done before. But yeah, in terms of like the set pieces and the art style and all of that, it's really just looking like, hey, we could do this too, so we're going to.
Yeah.
And I'm not as jazzed about that. I mean, I don't want to come too hard on this because people worked people worked on this. It's been in access for some time, but like the title, Peaceful Days, like can you it's like typing in a keyboard, please tell me what to name my farming game that is cozy. It's you should call it Peaceful Day. It's like I don't want to I'm going to say it. It sounds like an AI title. Like
Yeah.
why is it like that? Call it something.
Yeah. I guess the problem then is you end up calling it like cheese farm village. Like you
Yeah.
just end up with the standard Stardew
Yeah.
Valley style
What it's
that
going to be
everyone else
anyway.
names it as.
Yeah. Anyway, I
Naming's
think
hard.
that's
I get
I
that.
th- yeah, I think that we've said more on the game than we intended to.
Well, I will say one more thing.
Okay.
Well, two more things. One, it does have very positive on its reviews on Steam.
Oh,
So
that's good.
there's something there. It's got a Steam DB rating of 78%. So it sounds like some people are at least enjoying it, which is good.
Okay.
And I think this fell into the 2020 bucket of Stardew clones that everybody was doing, right? Like
Yeah.
3 years after Stardew came out. Oh, well, 4 years after Stardew came out, but 3 years after it got big, right? Like it really got big in 2017.
Yeah.
Was the time when everyone was releasing their Stardew clones because it takes a few years to get to that point, right? And this is clearly one developer doing this, and so I think it's just fallen into that box of hey, Stardew clone. Whereas now we're generally getting games that are trying to do a bit more because they realize that you can't just do a Stardew clone.
Yeah. They're doing Stardew Clone and
Yes, whereas this is just it. He's finished off his Stardew clone now,
right.
which he released 5 years ago.
Well, good for him.
On the 3rd of February 2020. What an amazing time to release that. That was 2 weeks before Animal Crossing New Horizons and the world shut down.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right. That's all of our news, our game news and our new games. So now we're gonna talk to Nami a little bit about his thoughts on the Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update and Switch 2 edition. So I don't know, where do you want to start? What are your thoughts?
Let's see. There was just so much stuff that it was 15 minutes long, and it talked about the Switch 2 edition, and it talked about the all of the things in the update.
Let's start with the
Um,
Switch 2 edition then. Are you
yeah,
gonna buy it?
probably. The price makes it really easy to
Mm.
like. The $5 was a real pleasant surprise. Normally, when they're like, "We're not going to tell you the price because we're a little worried about it," but they didn't, and you look it up and you're like, "Oh, it's only $5." It makes sense because you're not getting a frame rate boost. You're not getting a ton of stuff that 3.0 is providing. The biggest question that this podcast has asked, that other people in the community have asked, is why didn't they just put all of this stuff into a Switch 2 edition and then, make it $15 or $10 or whatever? I guess some people, including myself, have just concluded that this is for the sake of the community, because it is a community driven game. People play it. If they're not playing it at the same time, like, 12 players would want, they are playing it at like in conjunction with each other, like
Mhm.
side by side. Um, so yeah, I'm probably gonna just pick it up. I'll put a fiver down for it. Um, you're getting the resolution, which is nice. What I'm most excited with the Switch 2 edition specifically is the mouse mode. I think
Interesting. Tell me why, because I'm never going to use it. Like I'm paying for the resolution because like I'm always gonna if you give me an update for a game that costs $5 and increases the resolution, I'm buying it any day, right?
yeah,
So I won't use the other
yeah.
features, but I want that high resolution. But tell me, what are you going to use the mouse mode for?
Well, I find I'm like you in that I'm not very motivated to decorate.
Hmm.
internally. I like what people do. I like how many items there are, and I like collecting the items. But going through the motions of putting all that stuff on the walls or on the floor, I find what's the word? Tedious.
Hmm.
So I see mouse mode. I see that you can highlight a bunch of stuff. You can move everything around. You can pull things out of the storage pretty easily. That seems to take away the tedium that is tied to go over here on the grid, click the button, pick it up, go over here on the grid.
Okay.
Taking a lot of the button presses away, which is taking a lot of the time away.
So
Just swooping over.
you're almost hoping it'll make you want to decorate more.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
Okay.
I'm hoping that it will motivate me to put in the time to swish around and go boop 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 boop, and here's my nice room. Now I still have to go through all of the items that I have in my inventory and decide. I have to actually interior design myself, but at least putting my thought into the screen will be faster
Hmm.
than and more convenient than going through a bunch of menus by button press.
Okay. Interesting. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and I mean it also applies to the overworld, and there's a lot with the overworld that would be really nice to not have to go up with. Uh, I don't know to the extent of what the mouse mode will help with, because
Hmm.
for instance, I'm sure they'll want you to manually shovel everything still,
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
I'm
for
picking up a
sure.
flower or things like that. But anything that can take away these tedious do it over and over and over again stuff is motivating to me, because I mean we talked about that with the crafting. We'll talk about that again probably. Um, like the bulk crafting and all that is like such a game changer in terms of respecting the player's time. And I'm hoping that the mouse mode will also contribute to that idea of respecting the player's time.
Hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I guess my thing about mouse mode is I the Switch to me is a handheld or TV device. I don't
Hmm.
really think of it as being anything other than that. And in those situations, the last thing I want is mouse mode.
I suppose I have a coffee table in front of my couch. So when I have done mouse stuff, like I got Welcome Tour and I had fun with those mouse mini games.
Hmm.
It was not difficult for me to just slap my Joy-Con 2 down and do the mouse stuff. The it is a bit of a commitment, right? You're def if you're playing it handheld, and I do play handheld 50% of the time. It's not very easy to just like, okay, now I got to go to a table. I got to put
Yeah.
my tablet down for me to look at. I got to put the controller on the table. Um, but when I'm playing Animal Crossing, I don't know. I'm not like opening it up for 15 minutes. Like ideally I am sitting down or lying down or whatever, like locked in for 30, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
don't know. When I'm not going to be starting a big interior design project when I'm on the bus, like,
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I
yeah.
get that. And I'm not here to say that you're wrong. That's not what I'm
Yeah,
doing at
sure.
all.
Yeah. We're just
It's
bouncing.
yeah, it's more just like trying to understand because like I still haven't played Drag X Drive, which is like the wheelchair
Oh
basketball
yeah.
game, which I really want to play, but
I was going
can't
to,
I just can't find the time or place to be like, now I'm going
right.
into mouse mode. Like I feel like I need to be at my desk in front of my
Uh
monitor doing that. I don't want to do it on a coffee table on the sofa. I don't want to do it on the arms of my sofa. I don't want,
mhm.
like, I want to be doing it on my desk at my monitor, and I don't game like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Dragon Drive, I was gonna get that because I'm interested in like new ideas for games and new ways to play games. But
Hmm.
I heard like I the reviews actually kept me away from it because people were
Hmm.
like, it's just this.
Yeah.
Um, there's no like
I mean, that's kind of reflected
person.
in the price, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of what I expected.
yeah.
It's really bad. I've actually bought the game. I've just not played it because I was
Mm,
like, I want to support this in principle, even if I've not played it yet. I want to be like, yes, please do more stuff like this.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of it for Switch 2 edition, but I mean, the bulk of this is the 3.0.
Yeah, go for it.
Um,
So I guess the big thing is the resort hotel, right? Like that's what their
yeah.
the content update. I guess most of
Yeah.
the stuff is, other than this, most of the stuff is either quality of life improvements or new furniture.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the resort hotel? Are you going to be going in there and designing all the rooms?
Honestly, no. I'm probably gonna do the tutorial and then never go in there again. Which I know is funny because I just talked about how I'm excited to use the mouse to decorate stuff, but I'm just so confused why they did this when that was the entire like DLC was making rooms according to the missions that people give you. They just did that twice,
It's
and
happy hotel designer.
yeah, but we already had like we have
Yeah,
Island Designer. I just
yeah.
it's so weird to me that they did the same thing twice. So they're like, "Do you like Happy Home Designer? Great. Do you like Happy Home Designer again? Like, I guess. Are you gonna make me pay for it?
To,
No, you
to be
already paid for
fair,
the other one."
to be totally fair, Animal Crossing people do like Happy Home Designer, and yes, they would like Home
But
Designer again, please and thank
the
you.
the weird thing to me is, I mean, okay, there's some holes in my Animal Crossing, as there is for a few people that came back with New Horizons. But Happy Home Designer is a standalone 3DS game. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay. And then is there any aspect of Happy Home Designer in New Leaf? I don't know. I don't think so. But
We need Kevin for that, I think.
yeah, so I'm just gonna Google really something really fast. But Happy Home Designer is not a best-selling
No.
Animal Crossing game. It is not a
No, I
multi-million.
okay, so I don't think they're doing it because Happy Home Designer. I think they're doing it because Animal Crossing people like designing things, right?
Yeah,
And this is a way, much like with the new Slumber Island, it's a way for Animal Crossing people to design more stuff without getting rid of their existing stuff.
yeah,
And so I don't know, maybe it's too simple to just say that again, but like if we know Animal Crossing people like designing things
yeah,
and here's a bunch of stuff for you to design stuff, how about
yeah.
more stuff to design stuff?
It's just so weird to me that they just did the same thing twice.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like I don't know, maybe this is, weird and it's against the idea of making it free because that's the thing is like, okay, we made the DLC free and I don't know. The weird thing for me is that the DLC has always kind of been shuffled under the rug. Like if you're a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber, you just get it for free, so
Yeah.
you don't have to pay for it. Um, which can make it for subscribers easy to forget about.
Yeah.
And then here you are with this, which is it, I maybe there's differences, but it seems to me effectively the same thing. And it's free now, and it's on the island. You don't need to fly anywhere. You don't need to like wait for that loading screen. I don't know. It's just strange.
Do you know, it almost feels like the hotel should have been what the DLC was, and then the DLC should have been other islands to
Hmm.
design on, like what they ended up making as Slumber Island. Like just here are islands that you have to design for people rather than just houses. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, whatever. By the way, New Leaf on 3DS sold 13 million copies, and Happy Home Designer sold 3 million copies. So
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, three
whatever.
million is not nothing though.
It's not nothing. It's more than I would have expected. I was thinking it was going to be like 1 million copies. It
Yeah.
is 23% of the audience from New
That's
Leaf
not
picked up.
nothing.
Yeah,
I actually feel that's quite high.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Uh,
walking it back a little. I thought it was going to be like 1 million, not 3
Yeah.
million. So
And also like yes, Happy Home Designer wasn't a DLC for New Leaf, but it may as well have been.
yeah, really,
Like I just feel like Nintendo wasn't really in the DLC mood at that point, right? Like that
yeah,
wasn't a thing that they had really done. They didn't really do DLC until, well, I guess they did it on the Wii U with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but like handheld they didn't really do it till the Switch.
yeah. So beyond that, I'm touching on the other stuff. There's 9K storage. That's great. I love that. I really lost my steam for playing the game daily when I discovered that I was going to run out of space trying to collect everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can still collect everything with 9K, just because I wanted to get like each color of each clothing. I
Yeah.
wanted to really, really commit, and I couldn't. So I was like, oh, okay, forget it.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
9K is great. I like that. Um, Rossetti getting back into the game is fun.
I'm
The
giving you
Dream
a
World,
positive thing to do this time
a
rather than just
pause.
shouting at you.
Yeah. It's just fun to see him, right? Because so many people, uh, in their younger days remembered Rossetti as like one of the more iconic Animal Crossing characters. Um, so getting him back in is nice. Um,
And with
but
Lex this time.
Dream World, I like. Dream World is really exciting to me.
Yep. I agree.
The thing about it is, I have all like many times considered, let's just make a new island, a new starting point. Let's just start the game over. We'll craft from scratch. I've never done it because I put so much work into my original island. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to wipe that slate.
Yeah.
So being able to just kind of relive um, those early days and being excited about what you're going to do with the space and being able to use all your items, but if you want to, you can just pretend like it's a brand new save file. That's cool. One thing that I wish you could do is, I wish you could the game would track your villagers that have lived on your island from day one to now, and
Ooh. And then you
then
could invite them to your
yes,
Dream Islands. Yeah, that would be
right.
cool. That'd be cool.
Like the you still have the max of like 7 or however many it
Yeah.
is, but like you could have
9, I
completely
think.
different villagers on your canon island, and then a different batch on your first island, and then a different batch on your second.
That would
You
be
still
nice. Yeah.
have to collect them all naturally through the campground and stuff, but if it could remember everybody, then that would be fun for me.
Yeah, that would also be nice for when like because this is it would work thematically, right? Because it's like this is a dream, this isn't real,
Yeah.
and you're essentially dreaming up. Oh, I remember this person. Let me bring them
Hmm.
to my dream island. It would also mean that like because we are going to come, there's going to be a lot of heartbroken people very soon when they log into their games and realize they've lost a villager, because that
Oh,
happens, right?
yeah.
If you've not played the game for a certain amount of time, there is a chance that one of your villagers moves out without talking to you, and that is
Right.
heartbreaking for some people. And so giving you the ability to be like, oh yeah, well you can get the memory of that villager onto one of your dream islands would be really nice.
Yeah. I don't think that there's really anything to suggest that you can do that, but that
No,
would be
no,
cool if
no.
you could. Um, Before I talk about the Nintendo consoles, we'll just touch on the Lego collaboration, the Zelda, the Splatoon. I think that's all cool. I think it's a little worrying to me that this Zelda and Splatoon stuff are tied behind Amiibo, just because I have some Zelda Amiibo. Am I going to get everybody that I want with the few Zelda Amiibo that I have, or is one piece of an outfit lost to me forever because I don't have
Hmm.
the Moblin Amiibo? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's fair. I would say I would never recommend that people pirate amiibos, right? That would obviously be not something that I would ever recommend. That
no,
that that would
that's
obviously be very, very wrong, but it is something
yeah.
that people can and probably will do.
That's frankly anti-corporation, Al. I'm surprised that you would even say something like this.
I, I'm not saying it. I'm saying I would never tell people to
Yeah,
do that. I would
yeah,
never tell people to Google how to create fake amiibo. That would be bad.
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't tell them that there are very easy tutorials to find how to do that on the internet. And if you
Hmm.
don't want to be able to do that, if you don't have a device that would let you write NFC tags, then I would not tell them that on Etsy you can buy batches of loads of them for 10 quid. I would not tell people that.
Well, be that as it may.
No, I
I
think your point is still totally valid because that
Yeah,
is technically illegal, and nobody would ever do that, obviously.
Right.
So
Nobody.
it's a totally fair point. Like locking the stuff behind amiibo, not amazing. Having said that,
Like,
it is just cosmetic stuff.
unless you want the bird, unless you want Tulin,
Sure, yeah.
I gonna have to go out and spend, again, you've talked about other strategies, but am I gonna have to go out and spend $35 on a Tulin amiibo to get the
Will
bird in my game? Like
oh,
that's silly.
yeah, that is silly. Will
That's
you be able
really
to treat?
silly.
Will you be able to treat these villages like the others, where if they're leaving someone's island, you can go and steal them?
I maybe, probably, um,
That's another way
probably.
then.
It's a little bit of, again, a little bit of work,
It is a
but
little bit of work, but it
it's a
does
way to do
mean
it for free because
it. Yeah,
then you can just scan them again and then get them.
exactly. You just need one friend who has it, and
Yeah,
they can do that.
yeah, coordinate. So sure, yeah, that's fine. I'm also curious if there are going to be other villagers. They only confirmed Tulin and I'm sorry, I want to say Nimona, but that's not even right. Minura,
Mineru,
Mineru.
I think that's
Um,
how it's
so they've confirmed those two, but Kevin is right that there have been other characters from New Leaf, based on animals that you could do. I wonder if they just haven't like confirmed them and they are coming.
I don't
Um,
know. It seems weird because it's like the way they talked about it didn't like if there had been more, I would have expected a and more or a dot
right.
dot dot or something like
Sure.
that. It didn't hint at there being more than just the two.
Yeah. Okay, so they've done Wolf Link, right? Because like, oh, okay, Link
Okay,
was
I'll
a
take your
wolf.
word
We
for it.
can. Oh, okay. They have. He was in New Leaf.
Okay,
Um,
it sounded like a question, but that's fine.
where if you haven't like played any Tears of the Kingdom, then skip ahead like 2 minutes or whatever.
Are we
But
spoiling Tears of
Zelda's
the Kingdom here?
yes, yeah, we are. Zelda's a dragon in
Yeah.
Tears of
So
the Kingdom.
yeah. Okay. So what? Wait, what animal would that map to in Animal
That's
Crossing?
what I'm wondering. That's my question to you.
Let me
Is
get a
there?
list up of all the
Yeah,
animals.
because we could get Zelda in this game if we are just a little
Okay, so
creative.
there's alligator. It's my first thought.
Okay.
Although I don't think the alligators are in New Horizons. Are they?
Mm, I feel like they might be because I haven't seen
Alligator
anything.
alligator definitely looks like the default that it would be because there apparently is one villager called Drago who is an
Oh,
alligator but is obviously clearly a
a
dragon.
dragon. Okay, let me look up what Drago looks like. That's a good idea.
And is in New Horizons. My bad. The
Okay. See, I
both
feel like they have everybody in New Horizons.
yeah, both the alligators and Drago uh, himself.
Yes. Oh, he totally looks like a dragon. He looks like a Chinese dragon, but still.
I don't need to go
And
any further because the fact that they have a dragon as an alligator,
yeah,
that would be the one they would do. They wouldn't do a different one.
yeah. So I'm wondering, we have the technology. We can put Zelda in here. Um, that'd be cool.
We have the technology.
Yep. So anyway, that's my thoughts about that. Splatoon, who cares? You either Splatoon is your life, or you don't care about Splatoon.
I played Splatoon 1 on the Wii U
uh,
because, there was nothing else to play on the Wii U.
yeah, it's a
I, ne-
fun game, but like
I never played 2 or 3.
there are people who like Splatoon is they it's like Pokemon for them. Like they wake up and they think about Splatoon and then they play it and then they go to bed. So
Yeah.
for everybody who wants that on their island, that's great. But it would this Splatoon stuff would be like if there was just a bunch of Pokemon stuff for us to collect. So I'm happy for the Splatoon people.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nintendo consoles, I don't want to spend like a long time on this, but I am very interested in the consoles you can collect and the games that you can play on the consoles.
Yep.
One thing that is true, but you guys didn't mention last week, is that you can only play these games if you have a Nintendo subscription.
Oh, what?
Yep. So that's my
What?
feedback for you. That's
What?
yep. Yep.
Why?
They will not let you play Ice Climbers unless
Oh,
you're paying.
my word. This is like, oh my word. I bet my assumption is like, this is one of those things where some lawyer in Nintendo has said, if we include this game for free inside the other game, then it means that, and then there's like some precedent that it was
Uh,
done in one thing because like this old game was released for free or something, and like they don't want to set any precedent or
mhm.
something. And so technically you're not getting it for free, you're getting it as part. I hate that so much.
Yeah, it is a very unfortunate
It's
detail.
so stupid.
Yeah.
Is this the first
Um,
time we've had something locked in a game behind the subscription other than online?
um, I think so.
Because obviously we've had, as you've explained, the DLCs that you can either buy or get for
Right,
free. But
right.
like, has there's never been anything inside a game that you
No.
can't get if you're not a subscription,
Yeah, you have to have a
except
subscription.
online.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Um, so there is a precedent for the NES games being on Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Um, as I think Kevin explained last week, there were about 20 NES games on the GameCube Animal Crossing.
Okay.
And you got access to them. I think there was a way to get them through the just regular gameplay. Yes, you could find them buried in the ground on certain days or get them from the lottery. But I think you were designed, like the game was designed to do them with e-reader cards, that old
Okay.
GBA nugget. Because there were some e-reader cards where you could swipe into your GBA and just play a full NES game. So putting that into your Animal Crossing game, you could just have that and then queue it up in your NES console whenever you wanted to. So you could play the ones that were like just in the game were like Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, Excite Bike, these arcade games,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the thing with this game is in New Horizons, there is one game tied to each console. So but there's multiple versions of the same console, right? You've got the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, which is the American one, and then you've got Famicom, and then you've got the Famicom Disk System, which are all three independent machines. So there's going to be three NES games that we can play again with an active subscription. The ones that are confirmed are Ice Climbers and Clu Clu Land, but I would assume with three different original consoles, like there's going to be a game for like the Famicom Disk System that you can play. I'm curious what these games are going to be. They have also come out and said that you can play Dr. Mario on Game Boy, but there are some confirmed consoles that are going to be in there, like Super Famicom, not the Super Nintendo, but the Super Famicom was confirmed. And presumably all of, this is me assuming, but I think that all of the consoles that have NSO support would potentially have a game in Animal Crossing, right? So I'm wondering what are the Super Famicom and the SNES games going to be? What would the Game Boy Advance game be? What would the N64 game be? I wonder if there, there's GameCube support. Are you going to be able to play a GameCube game inside of your Switch to Animal Crossing New Horizons game? You could. I don't know. What are you thinking of all of this thoughts in my head about these games?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be surprised if they didn't have something for. So, well, no, let me. Before I go, are they really doing the NES and the Famicom as separate ones?
Yes, because they're different
Well,
machines. So
well,
if you wanted to
well.
collect them, if you
Okay,
wanted to collect them,
they are different in terms of their shell, but
uh-huh.
innards they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I see on your list they've got Super Famicom, but not the SNES,
Well, those are
or is
the
that just
ones
not
that were,
confirmed?
yeah, those are the ones
Okay.
that we saw in the list in the trailer. there's going to be several more. I'm assuming there's going to be
Yes.
every Game Boy.
Okay.
There's going to be a 3DS game, the console.
So
There's going to be a DS console. I'm just
so
that's me inferring.
yeah. So NES and Famicom are going to have the same ones. I don't think they would do anything different there.
Is that why we only have two NES games confirmed? Because NES and Famicom are both Ice Climber, and then Famicom Disk System would be something like Clue Clue Land.
Oh, so you're thinking one game?
I think that because I
I don't
think that
know.
language is in the trailer that each console will have one game on it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh, that's a very good question.
yeah,
I think I'd be surprised if there wasn't anything for the SNES or Famicom,
right.
and obviously we know there's something for the Game Boy. I would hope there would be something if there's a GBA, if there's something for that. I ca- I can't really see them going any further than that.
Hmm.
Maybe GameCube, but that feels like a lot.
Well, so GameCube and then N64 are the two bigger questions. Like, do they
N64,
do games for
N64, I forgot
those?
about N64.
Yeah, it's like how far does it go? I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I mean they could do both of them,
Hmm.
but would
And then the other question is like, where are these games stored? If it's through your NSO subscription, does it just like open up a new tab in your NSO app and you're
my
playing this game
no, so
stored?
my assumption is that it's going to be like a downloadable DLC type thing that you can
Uh,
only get if you have the subscription.
well, that's even more
Um,
messed up. If
yeah,
if it's tied behind a paywall, but you've got it downloaded to your console, like you tell me I got to have all of F-Zero GX downloaded to my console, but I can't play it unless I'm subscribed to NSO.
well, you can't download it unless you're subscribed.
Right. So there's going to be, in theory, another pack on the eShop
Yeah,
page where it's saying, hey, if
I
you've
think so.
downloaded NSO, here's your Animal Crossing pack.
I think so.
That's interesting. I don't know if they'll do that.
I mean, just like how you'd be downloading DLC, right?
Yeah.
It's not that
But in
unusual.
that case, wouldn't the page be up now? Because the page for this is up now. The
Not if they don't want it to be up.
Yeah. It's weird. This whole like, I'm happy that they did it because it honors what they did back in the GameCube one. Like people still talk about that. They like, hey, do you remember when you could play a bunch of NES games on your Animal Crossing game? Um,
Yeah.
so people like Nintendo has like recognized that people remember that fondly, and so they put it in here. But the fact that it's one per console, it's not just like here's some NES games,
Mm.
and the fact that it's tied behind the subscription, I just wonder what do they highlight and how far does it go? And I think we've taken this conversation as far as we can because we'll find out eventually. We'll find out in 2 months. But choosing which games to highlight. Do you go for the obvious ones so that people can like, oh, here's Mario, woohoo, or is it like, oh, I've never heard of Xevious before. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So there you are. There's my Animal Crossing thoughts. It's just thoughts about other Nintendo games.
Yeah, I mean I guess it's the biggest question we have, right? Because like there's obviously there's going to be stuff that they've not told us about, right? There's always small things that they haven't told
uh,
us. They barely told us about the crafting stuff. So there's
right.
probably going to be a few other things like that. But other than
Yeah.
that, like this is the biggest question that we still have is what exactly does this mean? And how many are there? And yeah,
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see. I think the thing is it will be weird because we know they're not all going to have games. They can't have the Switch 2 having a game. Just not
No,
possible.
no.
And unless they have like a not Switch 2 game and they have something else instead, which
Yeah.
is always possible. Like, oh, here's a GBA version of Mario
Right.
Wonder or something stupid like that, right? But that's going to be then weird if you've got all your consoles lined up and you can play something on the Game Boy and you can't play something on the 3DS.
Yeah. Well, I think what I would do is I would have the Switch 2 going on and you would click it and the little voice would say, "Oh, I'm playing my Switch 2 right now." And it's like it's Animal
So
Crossing.
like what they did with the with every Pokemon game, where you see the console and you do it, and you're like, oh, I'm playing a game on this.
Yeah. But like it's a little meta because you're holding it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, maybe,
Um,
maybe.
the last question is if this is tied to your NSO subscription, is there going to be a Sega is Genesis in here? Like, am
Well,
I
it's
gonna?
I mean, okay, to ruin your fun, it's not
Uh,
the consoles that are on NSO, right? Because they have the Switch 2, right? That's
yeah,
not on NSO.
right,
So it's not all the consoles that are NSO we have a version of. But
right.
yeah, that is a funny concept of adding in this. I mean,
Playing,
it wouldn't be weird
playing.
because they have the Lego stuff, right? They've done
Yeah,
crossovers with non-Nintendo stuff, so they could do that. But I don't know. Could I see Sega agreeing to that? Do they want their console in a Nintendo game? I don't know.
well, you can already buy an official Nintendo controller that is a Sega Genesis controller,
That's true.
and you can already on your console, if you've got NSO, play Sonic 2 for free right now. So could you open up Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0, go to your Sega Genesis console, click it on, and play Sonic 2 within Animal Crossing? I don't know. That's a fun hypothetical, though.
That would certainly be a fun one to have if you could do Sonic.
Yeah, that'd be very funny.
All right. Any other thoughts on these updates before we close out?
We said it at the very top of the show, but the fact that you can craft from your storage, man, that's really going to give a lot of motivation to crafting back. Because then I could just look at, like, just thinking alone about um, the craftable sign, and then
Yeah.
it's not going to be 3 items; it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of items. You're like, oh, what am I going to make? And it'll be like, oh, you've never made this before. I'm like, oh, let me make it right now. Like, I just cannot wait to go and see all that.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I think that was the thing that most annoyed me about crafting is you're like, oh, I can't craft this thing, right? What do I need? Oh, do I
Mhm.
have that stuff? I don't know. Let's go find out.
Yep.
And just being
And
able
then,
to know immediately, do I have this stuff or not is going to be great.
yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they're doing it. For free is great, and looking forward to January 15th to boot it up again.
Just before we finish, I lied. There was one other big question we have, which is why? Why now? Why?
I don't know.
4 years after the last update that was going to be the final update.
Yeah,
Why are they doing this now? So weird.
I think okay. So obviously they work on the next console when the previous console is finished. You know, they
Hmm.
started Switch 2 development on March 4th,
Yeah.
2017. Um,
No, probably before that, but yeah.
yeah. So they're probably like, hmm, we're doing these Switch 2 editions. What makes the most sense? Let's do Mario Wonder. Let's do, let's do friggin', I don't know, what's it, Kirby, and then let's do Animal Crossing, right? Animal Crossing, new fence post is not even close to being done yet, so we'll just put out New Horizons, and that makes sense. So sure. Um, I think that this opens up the floodgates even more to what else is going to get a Switch 2 edition. Really, like now that they said New Horizons Switch 2 edition, okay, sure, that's great. But like, you know,
But this is the thing. It's not just a Switch 2 edition. The
it's the
Switch 2 edition
3.0.
is basically nothing,
Okay,
right? Like,
so yeah,
if they released this Switch 2 edition and it had those four things, fine, great.
yeah,
I'm not buying that. I'm not playing the game.
yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe this is why. Maybe I just answered my question. They
I
knew the
think that
Switch 2
is the
edition wouldn't
answer.
get people playing the game again, so they needed to give you other stuff to do that.
Yeah, because all of these other Switch 2 editions have had stuff to dip back into. Like
Yeah.
Mario Party Jamboree had an edition, Kirby had an edition. So if they're doing a Switch 2, then yes, they're going to have some new content for you to enjoy. The interesting decision, the strange one, is that they made that new content free to everybody else.
That is
That's what
so
makes
not
this different.
Nintendo. This is the
Yeah,
thing. It's not like it's a weird concept for games, right?
yeah,
Like look at Stardew, where we've had like five whole new games for
yeah,
free,
uh-huh.
right? But Nintendo don't do this.
Yeah. It is strange. I think that there's just something down to the design philosophy, again, as we said at the top of the show, that made them say, well, it really would be in our best interest if everybody could do these things.
But they didn't do that
Which is,
with the Happy Home Paradise
yeah,
DLC. That was a
yeah.
paid DLC. Like if they didn't do that, I would absolutely agree with you.
Well,
It's
that's the thing is,
100% the Animal Crossing team just wants to give you as much as possible for what they have.
but it was both a paid DLC and it wasn't. It's in this weird zone because if you're going to enjoy Animal Crossing to its fullest, you're already going to be paying for an online subscription.
But then
So,
that argument could be made for all the other expansion packs that were free on there as well. The Splatoon 2 was DLC was free.
uh-huh.
The new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Yeah.
DLC
Notice
was
that all
free.
of these free DLCs are the social ones, the ones that are in the online players. Mario Kart, you're playing online. Splatoon, you're playing online. Animal Crossing, you're playing online. They didn't put,
Pokemon.
yeah. So,
I mean, I know that's different, but it's also not in the same way. Like I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
whether I buy that.
I don't know. We're just throwing darts at the board. You can't explain this strange
No,
choice
you're
they
right.
made.
We can't. We can't. We're just
But
guessing. I just
yeah,
it's fascinating because yeah, I
yeah,
think if the DLC didn't exist and it was all free updates, I would 100% agree. This is weird for Nintendo, but it does seem that Animal Crossing team
yeah.
wants to do this and they seem to get their way.
I
But
think that there is a logic to it. There's just like some guesswork in what that logic is.
it, yeah, I guess it is. It could be as simple as the team had a fight 4 years ago,
Mm.
and the people that were on the side of we should be releasing DLC, they're no longer with the company. And so the
Yeah,
people who wanted stuff to be free win now.
yeah,
That is a possibility, and that is something we will never truly know because
no,
it's internal politics. Anyway, are you still there?
yeah. I'm still there.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you, Nami, for joining me. I guess we'll see how it is when it actually comes out next year. This feels like the longest between an announcement for Animal Crossing update and it coming out.
yeah. I wonder. Maybe they were just positioning this ahead of the holidays.
Possibly. Yeah.
Just like before holiday shopping begins in earnest, they're like, "Hey, also if you're a fan of of Animal Crossing,
Put
you can
aside
get a Switch 2.
$5.
Yeah, you
Oh
can
right.
get a
Oh, it's for
yeah,
it's Switch 2 sales, of
yeah,
course.
you can get a Switch 2 for the holidays and then still have something that you like next month.
I think what's interesting is that it's coming out in January. Like,
Mhm.
is it really not ready now? Could you not have it out for now? Like,
Well,
because my argument for game releases is you never announce the date of a release unless you could release it now.
sure.
I feel like Nintendo generally does that if we ignore
Especially
Pokemon.
nowadays.
Um, so
It,
I
I'll
just
tell
like, do
you,
they actually need these next 2 months to polish it? I doubt it. It just
here's the
seems like a
thing.
weird time for because like this is tell me if I'm wrong, but Animal Crossing very much feels like a autumn winter game.
Um, me, I don't know. I think what it is that they have a game coming out in December and they have a game coming out in February. So like, okay, well, we'll give it some. We'll put Animal Crossing in January.
It's not, but
Like,
it's not. It's not anywhere.
I
What's
think that.
February?
Well, I don't know.
You mean they will have one, not that they've
Yeah,
announced one, right? Okay.
yeah.
Because
There might be a
what's the
February game.
crossover between Metroid and Animal Crossing players?
Well, nothing. I think that Nintendo likes to have something come out every month.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I think like, okay, we're having a new Nintendo published game come out on the shelf in December, and we had a Nintendo published game come out in November. What's our Nintendo published game coming out in January? I think that they really, since it's a new box on the shelf, I think that like they count Animal Crossing Switch 2 edition as their game for the month, even if it's a $5 upgrade to people who
Yeah.
already own it.
No,
It
that's
is a
fair.
new, yeah,
I've seen that argument as well from people is that they clearly certainly since the Switch to have come out, they've released something every month.
yeah. Like
So
Mario Party Jamboree H
yeah,
like Switch 2 edition. That was their August game. Like
yeah,
here it is.
yeah. And I guess that's the thing is if you're going to release something in January, it needs to be something small, or it needs to be something that you don't want a humongous number
Yeah,
of
like
sales for.
yeah, something like Pokemon Legends Arceus.
That will forever amuse me. You cannot convince me that game wasn't delayed. You just cannot convince me. There is no way the original plan was releasing those two games 2 months apart.
Okay, cool. There we are.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anything you would like to share with the audience?
Not really. I may or may not be cooking up my own projects down the
Ooh,
line, but
exciting.
you can just say hello to me, Nami the Nerd, on pretty much anything. If you're on X, if you're on Blue Sky, I'll see it eventually. Um, I'm not scrolling on those places every day, but I'll see it eventually. Um,
Cool.
yeah, that's where people can find me.
All right, perfect. Well, you can find the podcast on Tumblr and Blue Sky at THS Pod. You can send us feedback on our website, harvestseason.club, or on Spotify comments, which I very occasionally check. They don't email me when I get a comment. They email
Hmm.
me monthly saying how many comments I've had, which for me is either zero or one.
All right.
So that's why I'm often late. It was 2 weeks ago that the Spotify comment was left, and this is why I'm talking about it now. Because
Well, at least they
I
tell you at
just
all.
they do, yeah. I just got the October email saying you had a comment. Like, great, tell me before now, please. Um, you can also find on our website links to everything to do with the podcast, including link to our Patreon, patreon.com/thspod, where you can get access to the Slack and chat with everyone. You can also get access to our bonus episodes of the podcast. Once we're finished here, unless Nami has run out of time, we will be recording an episode about the Avatar, The Last Airbender
Oh
universe, because
boy.
I've now watched basically everything. So, and I think Nami's just been waiting for a year to talk to me about it.
Yep. Yep. I've just been ready to pounce. I was like, he's going to invite me eventually. He's going to talk to me again.
It was literally, I sent Nami a message saying, "Would you be up for doing this?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah. Do you want to do this?" It's not often people come to me with the greenhouse episode topics, but
I've
I'm
got
glad
it.
when they do.
Yep.
So yeah, that'll hopefully be coming out soon after this episode, but no promises. I don't know how busy this upcoming week is for
Sure.
editing. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you, Nami, again for joining me.
Hey, thanks a lot. As you guys can tell, listening, we just have a good time talking to each other. Al and I have known each other for a long time now, so it's nice to just have an occasion to talk about the stuff we like.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, listeners, for listening. And until next time, have a
Have a good
good
harvest.
harvest.
Woohoo.
Woo. The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode. Just restarting the Zoom
Restarted.
recording because we were talking for a couple of minutes.
Here, yeah, let me do the same. And boom, I'm recording again. All right, I'm
All
ready.
right. Okay.
Do
Hello,
you?
farmer.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, sorry. Do you want to clap again?
no, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Um,
All right, here we go.